When Donald Trump came swaggering back into the White House on January 20th of this year, he assumed that because he was able to bully everybody in the Republican Party, he was able to bully the entire country basically, that once he got that title of president back, he'd be able to bully everybody across the planet. But unfortunately for him, it ain't that easy. See, it turns out that the rest of the planet is in fact not as spineless as Republicans in the United States are, so Donald Trump was operating under this false assumption that everybody was as weak-kneed as the Republican Party of the United States. Turns out they are not, and they are more than willing to stand up to him on issue after issue after issue, even on issues where they shouldn't be standing up to him, like Vladimir Putin. Trump has repeatedly told us, I'm talking to Putin, talks are going great, we love this. And then Putin's like, yeah, I'm going to listen to Trump. Okay, now I'm actually just going to go kill a bunch of people in Ukraine today. Ha ha, gotcha, sucker. But it's because Putin cannot be bullied. In order to address that situation properly, Donald Trump would have to use two things that he is not capable of having: intelligence and diplomacy. That is how you handle a situation like that. You're not going to bully a guy like Vladimir Putin. You have to actually outsmart him, something Donald Trump has never done to anyone, except the rubes who buy the garbage off his website or stay in his hotels. And then, of course, on the tariffs. He thought he could put these tariffs in place and, oh, wow, the rest of the world's going to come calling. Come on, let's make deals now, guys. And instead, they were like, you know what? We're just going to put retaliatory tariffs on you. That's how that works. You tariff us, we're tariffing you. So, okay, now what? Stalemate, right? And that's pretty much how it's been. And every now and then they'll call Donald Trump and say, you know what, we should begin talks, but you got to take the tariffs off for us to begin talks. And then Trump says, okay, I'll take the tariffs off. I win, look at me. And then the other countries stop talking. He's getting played, he's getting humiliated because he thought he could bully these people, and he clearly cannot. CNN's Stephen Collinson actually wrote a column this week talking about this very fact. And here's what Collinson wrote. Trump is busily squandering this legacy and shattering U.S. soft power, the power to persuade, with his belligerence. The first 4 months of the Trump presidency, with its tariff threats, warnings of U.S. territorial expansion in Canada and Greenland, and evisceration of global humanitarian aid programs, show that the rest of the world gets a say in what happens too. So far, leaders in China, Russia, Israel, Europe, and Canada appear to have calculated that Trump is not as powerful as he thinks he is, that there's no price for defying him, or that their own internal politics make resistance mandatory. In other words, these other countries have learned that Donald Trump is nothing but bluster. We don't have to listen to his, ideas of a peace talk. We can just keep bombing people and he can't do anything about it. We don't have to be afraid of him annexing our country because he doesn't actually have the authority to do that. We don't have to worry about him buying Greenland because it's not for sale. He can't retake the Panama Canal. He's had all these grand plans that have just immediately been smacked down by other countries like, no, it's not going to happen. Piss off. And he had to piss off. And now he's pissed off. Trump is getting angrier by the day that the rest of the world has caught on to the fact that he's a giant bully with nothing behind his threats. The unfortunate part of it, however, is that a lot of people in the United States still haven't seemed to have figured that out, and our Republicans here are more than willing to constantly bow down in fear to him because they haven't learned what the rest of the planet figured out a long, long time ago. Thanks for watching today, everybody, and don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.